Dear students, welcome to the second part of the story, The Mystery of the Missing Cap. In the first part, I have discussed the first two units of the story, and towards the end of the second unit, we have seen Mr. Minister Babu Birakeshwar was assigned a small cabin, the backside of which was towards a pond, and nearby the pond there was a mango grove. Very gentle cold wind was blowing in. It was well ventilated. The officers of PA, the public relations officer, Mr. Maharana, they were at the front side, and the writer who is narrating the story to us is very close to the minister, just by the side of the window, and he was astounded, he was stupefied to see the minister snoring. Okay. Now come to the third unit. In the third unit, we will discover what led to the missing of the cap of the minister, who knew the mystery of the missing cap, and what were the reactions of the people, those who got to know about the missing cap. At the outset, let me tell you that the minister, while taking his nap, while resting in that cabin, had placed his cap on the table nearby. He was snoring, and his head was looking just like an egg. It was bald, without hair on his head. He was snoring, and observing the minister snoring just like an ordinary man, the writer was stupefied. He was full of disillusionment. Later on, we see, just like an abrupt, just like a lightning flash, that little monkey, half domesticated, half wild monkey, Jhandu, came from the mango grove and snatched away, took away the minister's cap, which was placed on the table, and his sudden appearance and snatching away, taking away the cap of the minister is said to be a bolt from the blue. Okay. Now you see, the real culprit who had taken the cap of the minister was Jhandu, and the mystery was known to the narrator himself. And when the minister got up, he was astonished to see his cap missing. There was hullabaloo at the front side. There was noisy uproar at the front side. Everybody was excited. Everybody was anxious to know who and how the cap was lost. मंत्रींकर टोपीटी झंडू आसिला, बिजुली बेगरे झरका पाखरु हाथ गलिक नहीं गला। मंत्री उठिले, आओ से समय जदिओ लेखक देखुचंदी जानुचंदी, बट ही वाज नॉनप्लस्ड, ही वाज इन ए डिलेमा whether to shout or not. मंत्रींकर टोपीटा झंडू नहीं जाउछि, न्यारेटर देखुचंदी, गाल्पिक देखुचंदी, किंतु पार्टी करि पारुनांती, साउट करि पारुनांती, काहेकि ना मन भितर गोटे द्वंद्व कौन, इफ ही साउटेड द स्नोरिंग, द रेस्ट, द स्लीप ऑफ द मिनिस्टर विल बी डिस्टर्ब्ड. सेकंड थिंग, मोर देन दैट, द लाइफ ऑफ दिस लिटिल monkey will be in danger. जदि से पार्टी करुचंती मंत्री निद भांगी जीवो। आ द्वितीय कथा है जो एक अधिक गुरुत्वपूर्ण ना से जो मांकड़ छुआ झंडू जे कि टोपीटा नहीं पड़ जाइए हाफ डोमेस्टिकेटेड हाफ वाइल्ड ता जीवन प्रति विपद आसो. And considering these things, the narrator kept quiet and he heard excitement at the front side. Therefore, he came to the front side, and what was the discussion? According to the public relations officer, there is definitely some deep rooted conspiracy, and there is going to take place some change in political situation in the state. And according to some other people, definitely it is going to create some natural calamity for the people of this area, and if the culprit is caught, definitely younger children, just like the narrator, they said if the culprit was caught, definitely he will be hanged to death. He will be hanged to death from the branch of the big banyan tree which is at the outskirts of the village. And some other boys also observed that the twigs of that big banyan tree have already been cleared. लोक मानकर विभिन्न मतामत आसला. पब्लिक रिलेशन ऑफिसर कहले बोधे गोटे किसी षड्यंत्र चली मंत्री टोपीटा ये गला गोटे माने राष्ट्रपति विपद आसो पॉलिटिकल कंडीशन किसी चेंज आसो सिचुएशन चेंज आसो किए कहला चोर जी धरा पड़ो ताको फांसी दंड दि जाव गाँ शेष मुंडे जो बरगछ अच्छी ता डालू ताको फांसी रे झुले दि जाव. And while this was the observation, the reactions of the people, the narrator observed Mr. Mahara sweating profusely, just like an ice cream stick, and he wondered whether Mr. Mahara would very soon collapse, fall down. देखिले महाराणा बाबू पूरा एते छानिया होते एते डरी जाइछन्ति एते एक्साइटेड होइछन्ति गोटे आइसक्रीम भली सी तरली जाउछन्ति देहरु गमगम होइकि झाड़ बाहरुची तांकर अवस्था भल नाही. एंड द नैरेटर सिग्नल्ड हिम टू कम नियर हिम, एंड व्हेन मिस्टर महाराणा केम टू हिम ही whispered to Mr. Mahara the fact about the missing cap. Mr. Mahara, just like a patient whose disease have been diagnosed, looked bright, looked happy, and he said to the narrator, keep it to yourself, don't disclose it, I will reward you later. महाराणा बाबू कान राइटर सत कथा जनईदे गोटे रोगी जे कि एडमिटेड टू हॉस्पिटल तार रोग कौन जो चिन्हा पड़ जाऊँगी जमी मन भर गोटे प्रसन्नता आसूँ आ रोगटा क्योरेबल जना पड़ी सेमती महाराणा बाबू टी खुशी होगले कहले बापा तु कथा कारि कहबुनु तते मु किसी पुरस्कार देवी. दिस इज द एंड ऑफ यूनिट 3. कम टू यूनिट 4. नाउ in unit 4 we will see in the meanwhile before the minister went to the dais for public speech, at least half a dozen cabs were procured for minister's use. They were placed at his disposal, but the minister preferred to go bareheaded because his head was looking not only just like an egg, it was just like a boiled potato peeled off. मंत्री मुंड चंदा मुंड सते जमी से गोटे सीझा आलू भाया देखा. मंत्री जदि पाखापाखि 6टी टोपी संग्रह कराई जोगाड़ कराई से व्यवहार करना पाखे थुआई. ही प्रिफर टू गो टू द स्टेज फॉर पब्लिक स्पीच विदाउट यूजिंग ए सिंगल कैप. Okay, now the welcome song was sung. O mighty minister, do tell us how do you nurse this vast universe. Now with the accompaniment of harmonium, accompaniment of your guitar, it was sung just like in the style of a kirtan. Okay, बर्तमान स्वागत संगीत गान कराही आउ द minister was garlanded on the stage by the lone matriculate girl of the village, Mr. Maharaj niece. से अंचल रे महाराणा बाबूंकर एकमात्र झियारी जे कि मैट्रिक पास करिछि जने वयस्का झियो से आसी मंत्री की फूलमाला पिंधाइबा पई स्वागत करिया पई and it was just like a swayamvar. Although the villagers heard about swayamvar in different Puranic ages, but now they witnessed a real swayamvar, a grown up girl garlanding a minister. Okay, तेणु सते जमी महाराणा बाबूंकर झियारी गोटे स्वयंवर सभार माने योगदान करिसेंती एवं मंत्री को तांकर पति रूप में बाछिचंती तांको बेकरे वर्णमाला दौरान फूलहार पिंधुचंती. नाउ मिस्टर महाराणा had never spoke to the public. It was his maiden speech. At the outset, he was groping forwards, he was stumbling and he was feeling nervous, he was sweating, but after some time he gained confidence and he spoke on at least for 1 hour describing minister's glory, about his parentage, about his village, about his contribution, about his role in the freedom struggle, so on and so forth. मंत्रींकर गुणगान कले महाराणा बाबू 1 घंटा भाषण देले तांकर पितामाता तांकर गाँ तांकर जन्मभूमि देश प्रति तांकर कर्तव्य जहाँ जहाँ सबू भूयसी प्रशंसा करी महाराणा बाबू 1 घंटा भाषण देले. एंड टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ हिज स्पीच he simply mentioned that you might be worrying about the lost cap of the minister because he is still bareheaded. Now a certain gentleman of our area very willingly, without taking the permission of the minister, honorable minister, had taken away the cap to preserve it in the museum as a memento. He preferred to take it away stealthily because he knew that honorable minister would hesitate to part with his cap. तांकर भाषण शेष आड़ को महाराणा बाबू कहले जड़े भद्र व्यक्ति आपण मैंने सब व्यस्त होते चिंतित थे मंत्री टोपी किए नहीं गला. आम अंचल जड़े भद्र व्यक्ति मंत्री टोपी को लुचेक नहीं उद्देश्य महान कारण से चाहते मंत्री टोपी को आमर म्यूजियम रे संग्रह कर रखिए. आदि से मंत्री मागी था मंत्री हुए दवापाई कुंठा प्रकाश करते. एंड ही हैज नॉट टेकन इट ग्राटिस. In exchange of that cap, he had contributed something which I have kept in a bundle in a handkerchief, and this is for the use of our honorable minister. से भद्र व्यक्ति जनक से टोपीटा मागणा नहीं नांती से तार प्रतिबदल रे ए रुमाल ले बंधा किछि मुद्रा देइसंती एंड द कॉइन्स which was tied inside that handkerchief amounted to 101 rupees, and it was contributed by Maharana himself, and for the public, for others other than the writer, it was given by donated by the young gentleman. समस्तंक पई महाराणा बाबू कौन कहते जड़े भद्र व्यक्ति को 101 टंका देइछन्ती मुद्रा आकार कॉइन आकार, किंतु वास्तव सत्य कथा महाराणा बाबू जानते ता सहित आमर नरेटर जानते. ना आफ्टर हिज स्पीच केम द टर्न ऑफ द मिनिस्टर, एंड मिनिस्टर स्पोक फॉर 2.5 hours. नाउ मंत्री तांकर भाषण 2.5 घंटा देले, एंड 2.5 घंटा भाषण जो देइछन्ती सेथिरे से कौन करिसेंती ना he was laughing again and again. He was praising Mr. Maharana quite a lot, and at the interim he was also taking a glass of milk to माने soak his throat. मंत्री जो 2.5 घंटा भाषण देइछंती मझिरे मझिरे ग्लास लेखा क्षीर पान करूछंती आउ एमती चली जाइछि. The meeting was over and the narrator surmised that perhaps Mr. Maharana spoke a lie for the first time in his life, and it was that too in the presence of at least 5,000 people, those who were there. आमरो गाल्पिंग मतरे महाराणा बाबू जीवन बोधे प्रथम थर मिछ कहते आउ से प्रथम थर मिछ पुणी सर्वसाधारण रे जो सभारे कि अति कम 5,000 लोक अच्छा समस्त प्रेजेन्स रे से ये जो मिछटा कहते. तेणु एठी वी हैव टू सी नाउ व्हाट इज दैट ट्रूथ रिवील्स इटसेल्फ. सत्य केबे लुचि रहे नाही. आमे देखिबा इन द लास्ट यूनिट of the story how the truth finds an outlet, gets expressed. आमे देखिबा आमे जेते चेष्टा कले मध्य मिछ कहले मध्य सत्यटको आमे केबे हेले आवृत कर रखि परिबा नै, ढांकी रखि परिबा नाही. The meeting was over, and when Babu Birokeshwar came to the chamber, the little cabin for his retirement, for his rest, he went on laughing again and again. Ha 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 ha. Well, Maharana, ha ha ha, the way things are moving, ha ha ha. I am afraid, ha ha ha, people will snatch away my clothes, ha ha, and I have to go naked. वीर बाबू तात्सल्य भाव समालोचना कंठ कहते क्याबिन रे, महाराणा बाबू मजा जना पड़ुछि बेल आसब लोक मैंने आज तो मोर टोपी नहीं गले लोक मैंने मोर लुगा को केते भिड़ नहीं जाए आ मते लंगड़ा ही बुलिया पड़ो. एंड दिस इज द प्राइस आई हैव टू पे फॉर द लव पीपुल बियर टुवर्ड्स मी. हो जहाँ भी मत ये सब करिया पड़ो कहीं ना लोक मानकर भल पाइबा दृष्टि आई हैव टू सैक्रिफाइस एवरीथिंग. नाउ आ भितर कौन होइछि ना time is rolling on. Sweet card is given to Mr. Minister before his departure, and he is sipping it intermittently. And when the minister and yours Maharana Babu, we are at the back side of the cabin. Why? Because Mr. Minister wanted to wash his mouth, and Maharana Babu was there, the narrator was there, others were at the front side of the cabin. बर्तमान वीर बाबू को जो दिखाई जीवा पूर्वर स्वीट एंड कॉर्ड दिखाई, मीठा दही दिखाई, बहलिया दही दिखाई, बिकॉज वी नो महाराणा बाबू डोमेस्टिकेटेड मिल्चिंग काउज फॉर द सेक ऑफ एंटरटेनिंग गेस्ट्स. महाराणा बाबू तो गाई रखिंट, तेणु घरे दही कराई, बहलिया दही वीर बाबू पीउंट आ मुह धोया टे पछपटू जाइए. एट दिस टाइम समथिंग स्ट्रेंज, समथिंग अनएक्सपेक्टेड टुक प्लेस, एंड फ्रॉम नोवेयर, जस्ट लाइक ए बोल्ट फ्रॉम द ब्लू, दैट idiot Jhandu emerged from that mango grove. Now, without telling something about that monkey which was half domesticated and half wild, I cannot complete the story. And this Jhandu was more a human than an animal, because it was living in the household of Maharana Babu. To save this little Jhandu from the wrath of its father, his mother entered into the house of Maharana Babu. आम जानी साधारणतः मांकड़ दल रे जो माने सो अंडा मांकड़ माने अन्य अंडा मांकड़ को बचापी दिखती ना छोट छोट माने जोड़ा मेल मंकीज थे मारी दिखती कहीं ना दिस मेल मंकीज इन फ्यूचर ओ स्प्रीड द ग्रुप तेणु से निज बापार रागरू पिला को रक्षा करने झंडूर माँ कौन करना धाई धाई आसिक पशि जा महाराणा बाबू घरे एट दैट टाइम महाराणा बाबू वाज नॉट एट होम एंड द सर्वेंट्स ऑफ महाराणा बाबू killed the mother of Jhandu because it had entered into Maharana's house and this little monkey was left orphaned without father, without mother. And when Mr. Maharana returned back, he took pity on this little monkey Jhandu and it was christened, it was given the name Jhandu by Mr. Maharana, and out of sympathy, out of concern for this little monkey calf, Mr. Maharana even did not take food for 1.5 days. तेणु ये जो छोट मांकड़ बर्तमान बापा आ माँ छेउंड से मांकड़ प्रति दया देखी महाराणा बाबू ता ना देते झंडू निज परिवार रखी पोषी आउ दुखरे से 1.5 दिन पर्यंत किसी अन्न छुई ना से दिन ठारू दिस झंडू बिकेम ए मेंबर ऑफ महाराणा's फैमिली and whenever it pleased, whenever it liked, it went to the mango grove and at his sweet will he came to the house of Maharana. Now when Maharana Babu and Biru Babu were at the back side, the right was present. This idiot Jhandu, without caring for anything, came with that cap and he was putting on the cap on his own head and he passed it to the minister. से मांकड़ से टोपीटा को निज मुंडे पिंधौची ऑब्जर्विंग द कैप and again giving it to Birababu. Now at this time Birababu became surprised. Oh, you told some gentleman had taken away this cap for preservation. Oh, I see. Is this the gentleman? You see. Oh, आप कहते भद्र व्यक्ति से टोपीटा नहीं ये तो सही टोपी. Maharana Babu, you see, those who are professional habitual liars, they can invent lies. They can hide one lie with the help of another. आम भीतर केते लोक अछंती तांकर वृत्ति है मिछ कहवा गोटे पर गोटे मिछ एते सुंदर भाव कहीदेवे आमको लगे सत्य सत किंतु वी आर टोल्ड बाय आवर नरेटर दैट इट वाज फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम दैट मिस्टर महाराणा हैड टोल्ड लाई अब जो लोक मिछ कहे अभ्यास नहीं से सहज धरा पड़ जाती एंड व्हेन वीरबाबू सेड इज दिस द जेंटलमैन हु is giving me the cap, Mr. Maharana spontaneously spoke the truth. Yes sir, this is the gentleman. You see, this is the twist in the story. Mr. Maharana contributed 101 rupees to hide the mystery, to keep the mystery, to keep the secrecy to himself and to the narrator without letting the minister know it, but all his efforts, all his investment went futile. महाराणा बाबू निज पॉकेट 101 टंका खर्च कले पिला को पारिश्रमिक देवे प्रमिश करिसेंती सब प्रकार मिछ कहिसेंती जेंटलमैन ना धरिसेंती किंतु सब प्रचेष्टा ताकर विफल होईची. Now he is caught red-handed before the minister. Now with this we see Mr. Maharana crying, drops of tear rolling down, and Mr. Veerababu was also rolling tears. And when they came out from the back side to the front side, people, those who were there, they found both of them shedding tears, and they misunderstood, they mistook it as a mark of sorrowful departure. पछपटे थे वीरबाबू, पछपटे थे महाराणा, आखिरे लुह ओभरवेमिंग आउ जो से समस्त सम्मुख को आसछन्ती अन्य मैंने देखुंती वीर बाबूंकर आखि लुह छल छल महाराणा बाबू आखिर लुह झरुची से मैंने भाविले बोधे विदायकालीन समय आसी एंड बोथ आर वेरी अनहैप्पी वेरी सैड टू पार्ट विथ इच अदर समस्ते भाविले बोधे परस्पर ठारू विदाय समय रे बहुत दुख लगुच आ मंत्री आखि लुह छल छल आमर अभ्यर्थना कमिटी जे चेयरमैन महाराणा बाबू से बहुत दुखित। नाउ दिस इज हाउ द स्टोरी ऑफ द मिस्ट्री ऑफ द मिसिंग कैप comes to an end, and Babu Birokeswara was never found to be a minister in future times. His career came to an end, and again Maharana Babu, who was an aspirant for a ticket to the Odisha Legislative Assembly, his dream never came true. Both were thrown to oblivion. उभयंकर पॉलिटिकल कैरियर से समाप्त हो जाइए। वीर बाबू आउ थे मंत्री हबार आम शुणुनु आ महाराणा बाबू जी कि गोटे टिकेट पाइबापी एमएलए हाँपाई स्वप्न देखुले स्वप्न से रही जाइए। परहैप्स इट वाज ड्यू टू द मिसिंग कैप। ओके, थैंक यू ऑल, एंड इफ यू लाइक दिस टाइप ऑफ डिस्कशन, second students, please wait for every Wednesday, and I am trying to release at least one episode on every Wednesday for the sake of second year students benefit. Thank you all, and if you like, may subscribe to my channel, may like, may share. Thank you all.